One more thing before we kind of wrap up for the day. I want to talk about Kyle McCord against the Irish secondary. I also think this is far and away the best defensive test that Kyle McCord has seen in his career. And so, I expect that Kyle's going to be ready to rock. And like we said last week, after the strip sack fumble, he really, turned it on. He flipped that light switch, and it was really good the rest of the game. I think Notre Dame's good enough that they're going to force him into another moment like that, where he's going to have to, figure out somewhere along the way when something doesn't go perfectly well, how to flush it and get back in it. And hopefully that'll be easier for him to do because now he's had a chance to actually do that. You just can't replicate the value of live bullets in game when all the pressure is on. You can't totally replicate that in practice, even as hard as you try. But as far as the Notre Dame secondary goes, maybe not even where specifically, but are there weaknesses in your eyes that you think Kyle and this receiving core can attack?
Yeah, so I think there's two things here. The first is that I think it's really big that Kyle goes in with the right mindset into this game, where he's like, I don't have to be a hero. Like I don't have to, I don't have to be Caleb Williams. I don't have to do all these crazy stuff or Shedeur Sanders. I just need to be accurate, because Ohio State's advantage, Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Egbuka, Julian Fleming, like those are the guys. Just get them the football. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be insane. Just be really accurate with the ball so that when they catch it, they can make plays, because I think there's a massive, massive advantage in the secondary. I really don't think that Notre Dame can even hold a candle to what Ohio State has athletically. So how's Notre Dame going to combat that? They're going to try to mix it. They're going to try to mix coverages. They're going to try to confuse Kyle McCord. They're going to try to roll coverage late, show him one thing pre-snap, we'll roll to something else differently just to get his mind going, because you have to do that. And the nice part is, if you're a Notre Dame fan, you have a really veteran secondary. You got a couple seniors out there, a couple guys who have been there, done that. So you can, and you have that ability to do so. So I think the biggest thing that Ohio State can do this week is just make sure Kyle is seeing it well. He's communicating with the coaches, hey, this is exactly what I saw. This is what they're getting to. But also, when the opportunity's there, just be accurate. Just be very accurate and make the right decision. And you can't have the big play like you did last week. The strip sack or something. Like, make sure that, hey, when I got to get the ball out, it's got to be out on time and on target, because strip sack on Saturday can really impact the game, opposed to what happened against Western Kentucky.
Well, and so if Notre Dame agrees that maybe they can't match up athletically, but their experience or their veteran nature could be, their calling card back there. I'm sure they'll probably have instances where they try to ratchet up the pressure. Yep. Think about what you saw on Monday Night Football last night and the way Deshaun Watson ran for his life, because Pittsburgh basically said, all right, Cleveland's offensive line's pretty good. They're down Jack Conklin. And obviously at that point in the game, we're down Nick Chubb. And so they're going to just bring as much pressure as they can with as many different looks, and they forced Deshaun into playing a terrible game, right? So I would think if you're Notre Dame and you see that Ohio State's offensive line has had some frustrating moments, I would try to bring more hats than they can block and see if Kyle can handle that pressure on the road against a top 10 team.
Yeah, it's such a good point too. And one guy to keep your eye out for, he's really easy to find on the field. He's number 8, Maris Luafau. Excuse me. But he's got big bushy hair. It comes down to his shoulders. It's big and flowy. You can't miss him. He runs around, reminds you of like Troy Polamalu. Think of that kind of a look. So you'll see him running around. He plays on the line of scrimmage. He plays on the second level at the defensive line, or excuse me, at the linebacker position. He just kind of flies around, and he's a guy to just watch. If Notre Dame's going to start heating it up and causing a ton of pressure for Ohio State, it's going to come from Lufau there. So keep an eye on him. But I agree, is a good comment here. Who's in the comments saying that? David Greenshield. It was a great comment there. Yeah, they're going to try to heat it up. They really are. I think that's a great point and something to keep your eye out for.
Yeah, I think Lufau leads or second on the team, 17 tackles so far. Couple quarterback hurries. He's a good player. He's fun to watch. Yeah. So looking forward to seeing him out there for sure.